I got work to do today. Don't really feel like it, but I'm doing anyway because I got to get these vegetables together before they go bad. I need to turn my heat down. It feels real hot in here for some reason. Hey, everybody. What y'all doing over there? Why is it so hot in here? Goodness gracious. I must have left the heater on in here last night. I had to. Baby, it is warm. You hear me? It is warm, warm, warm. What y'all doing? How's y'all? It's Saturday, right? Let me make sure. Yeah. How's y'all Saturday going? How's it going? Hey. You laying down, we're going to go to sleep. Get on out of class. Goodbye. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. Because my daughter works nights, and I know how y'all get distracted. Then y'all be complaining about your tired. Go to bed. We'll see you later. Had a great haul from the thrift store. Ooh, good job. You know that made. Hi, Diana. Hey, Glenda. Hey, y'all. I got to get working on my survival stuff. Well, not survival, but, our stuff. So TikTok has now made it to where on my iPad, there's no text option for me to type words unless it's commenting on somebody's thing. Y'all hear me? They know who y'all girl is. I went to type a text on TikTok on my iPad. Oh no, that option is gone. I screenshotted it and everything. I said that's crazy. Very. Screenshotted it twice because I thought I was tripping. My TikTok keeps blacking out like I can't hear the sound. I can't see the video right. So I was wondering. Oh, okay. I was wondering what would happen if we left all the social medias that are supporting the people that are getting rid of DEI. Think about it. It would only just be them over there. They are not interesting people. It's the black folks, the Spanish folks. Overall, the Trump supporters are not interesting people. I hate to say it. Nobody cares about what they're doing. This is why they want to try to make themselves be better, because every single thing that they do, they've stolen from somebody else. They love Mexican food. Well, you not Mexican. You like soul food. That came from the black mammies that used to be taking care of your great-grandparents. Anything that you know about farming, black folks taught you. Hunting, black folks. And one thing I know about Spanish people and black folks, baby, y'all see when they talk about taking them schools, how many schools then popped up? What are you doing when black women are the most educated demographic and y'all want to get rid of them? They just gonna go start their own school, idiot. The Spanish people, they teach their folks. I know, because some of my best friends when I lived in Phoenix was Spanish. And they mamas was teaching me everything they taught their kids. This is not nothing to my white cousins. Y'all cool. Y'all a little different. But y'all other cousins, do they realize that we don't care if we see them or not? They are not even a factor in our day-to-day. We could care less. This is why they do so much to make us recognize them. You hear me? You understand what I'm saying? This is why they want the schools to go away. This is why they want DEI to go away, because you're not the best. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all rode on the backs of other people to get wherever it is. You have to take you appropriate culture, you appropriate their food, you take everything from everybody else and be mad because don't know why they want to pay attention. Why are we looking at you when you trying to be us? Why would we look your way when you're trying? Well, I'm going to just go, it's weird. Educated, strong black women is the most feared species on the planet. I'm talking about it. They just raided a grocery store down the street from my house. A man got arrested for telling on them. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, we don't care. Like, y'all want us to eat y'all little sloppy food. We don't like it. They mad because everybody said they don't know how to season food. They mad that they get referred to as the Miley Cyrus chicken. Like, and this is not to my white folks, that's cool. This is to y'all cousins. You hear me? Like, nobody wants to be white. Nobody. You don't see white people pretending, like, you see white people pretending to be Spanish. You see them pretending to be black. Hell, they'll even try to go Asian. Nobody pretends to be white. Nobody wants to be white. Nobody. People of color do not want to be white. Oh, well, you wear blonde hair. Black people had blonde hair first. Crazy. Blue eyes, too. Have you never been to Africa and done your genetic research? No, you haven't. We can tell. Nobody want to be white? I promise you we don't. We straighten our hair because we want a different look, baby. Not CERCA, just my white cousins. This is not to you. This is to y'all cousins. Okay? This is to your other cousins that act like they don't got no sense in their head. Don't nobody want no unseasoned food. Don't nobody want to eat no bloody meat. Y'all act like animals. Not y'all, the other ones. They act like animals. You don't bathe. You use your hands to wipe your butt and then not even wash your hands. Like, that's what animals do. Animals poop and get up. Do they not? Animals poop and get up. They don't worry about trying to pick up their poop or wash their hands or nothing. Well, hell, I can't even say that because animals will lick themselves. They'll clean themselves. Them folks over there don't even believe in bathing, babe, and will go up in a first kill of the season and bite the heart of an animal that just died. Baby, we know who the animals is. We do. It's not hidden to us or nothing. We know. We know. We know. Don't nobody want to be white. Don't nobody want to have no... Oh, Lord, let me keep my mouth. Nobody wants to be white. Oklahoma is trying to pass a law that a student cannot graduate. Oh, yeah, we've seen that. We know about it already. And this is not to my white cousins. I'm not trying to offend y'all because I love y'all. But y'all cousins, I don't love them. I have to love them. I don't like them. But the sad part about it is the joke is on him because the black dollar go farther than any dollar. That's why they're trying to take the black dollar. Because the black dollar bankrupts businesses if we don't shop there. So this is why they don't want blacks to have dollars. But you do realize that we are the original builders of every civilization that you see. It ain't, excuse my language, it ain't shit for us to rebuild. You know how many times we didn't have to do that? Get it out the mud. Matter of fact, we use mud to make houses. What are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Mexicans, mud houses. What are you doing? Indians, mud houses. Honey, we didn't have to have nobody else build our... We went and built it ourselves. Out of whatever was around us. We wasn't going and getting nobody else trying to have them cook our food because we don't know how to cook it ourselves. We didn't have to go nowhere else and get no medicine because we was the original doctors. So when you try to eliminate us from society, you ain't doing nothing but killing your damn self, idiot. Because we are the people that come up with all of the inventions to make your life easier, us and the Spanish folks. The medicines, y'all got to go to Africa. Africans ain't coming over here to get no medicine. Y'all got to go steal it and name it something else and make it like y'all done came up with a new discovery when they've been doing it for eons. Why would we want that? Nothing about that is appealing. And I'm not talking to my white cousins. I'm talking to y'all cousins. The ones that act like they ain't got no damn sense in their head. That think that this generation of people is about... Niggas will die over what they believe. Spanish people too. Because from what I done heard, the cartel went in there and let them know. We ain't scared of y'all. Come over here if you want to. And they already over here. Think you about to hit one of their houses. Nigga, they about to light your tail up. It's crazy. They laid them all down. I said, oh, well, they 4 foot, didn't they? And if you don't like what I'm saying, I do not care because it is the truth. The only reason that you see all of these laws being put into place is because these people know who the real people of God were. And they are trying to destroy every single bit of proof that white is not right. That's why they're getting rid of critical race theory. Because they don't want people to know that they're not really who they say they are. They are not the inventors of nothing. but chaos, death, and drama. That's it. And I'm not trying to be funny. What else can you see that white people created? You can go back and this is why they destroy everything they touch. Not all white people, but about 97% of them as a whole. They kill you so they can become you. Am I wrong? Don't nobody want me. And to my white cousins, I don't want to hurt y'all feelings, but y'all family members is crazy. Like they are one scruple off, or maybe seven. I love my white cousins over here. I'm not racist at all, but we gonna always have to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. But while you are trying to keep us out of schools, remember we the ones that came up with school, period. Written language, math. So how are you trying to keep us out of something that we invented? We'll just start it again like we always do. We don't, and then y'all gonna be mad trying to come where we at because we don't want to talk to y'all. Y'all the ones keep coming. When you black, Spanish, or color, you're never alone. There's always a white person watching. And to my white folks that I love, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all cousins. Just like we got black folks, it's niggas and black people. Listen. Listen. This is the thing, though. You said Dan taught them how to keep us enslaved. This is the thing. It was people before that. Okay? The giants are the people way before Dan. The giants taught slavery. Remember they was rounding the people up and putting them in cages to eat them like cattle? That was in the seventh generation. They wasn't even here yet. You can try to push us down, but we get back whenever, always. And so to my white cousins, like Jamila and all of my white cousins, this is not to you, but we have to talk about it. And because we in a space, just like we talk about niggas that be cutting up and everybody else, these white folks have lost their mind. They really have, and it's sad because they really don't even understand what they're doing. They are hurting themselves because you're getting rid of the best doctors, the best teachers, the best you. You literally are using the things that we made against us. Black people came up with social media, telephones, cell phones, tablets. We invented all that crap. We just couldn't put our name on it. Light bulbs. You trying to tell the niggas that created light bulbs they gonna be in a dark, nigga? Spanish people can make it. Listen, the fact that I just don't be knowing what they be thinking. Can anybody help me understand how they think it is? Because it don't make no sense. All that y'all done tried to do to keep other races down and it still has not worked. When will you give up? Are you, I guess it's they on a try again type deal. I don't really understand. I don't know. We don't care. We don't care what you're doing as long as you don't bother us. They care what everybody is doing and nobody want to be bothered with them. It don't matter if the people are Spanish, Asian, whatever. They always meddling with somebody else. People be minding their business, and because we don't pay attention to you, you got to come over here. Go away, Pharisees and Sadducees. When you the best, you don't worry about who under you. So you can't be the best if you worry about who under you. You just do the best that you can do. Okay? You don't have to try to stop nobody from saying nothing. Nothing. You just be you because you're going to be a trendsetter wherever you go. It is what it is. Now, back to what I was saying. I hope y'all getting y'all stuff. Also, sucks that we even gotta do this, but I got a new shirt and I want to show it to you guys. And I think every single person in our class should have one of these shirts. Do you see my new shirt? You need one, but more tactical, not so heavy. Okay? You hear me? The male and females in your home need a new shirt. But not this heavy one. Get the light one you can wear every day, like a t-shirt under your jacket because it's cold out. They got them on Temu for $42 that you can wear under your shirt every day. A t-shirt. Everybody need a new t-shirt. And the little things that go in your pockets, you can get all of that for under $90. Buy February 9th off of Temu today. Because I had y'all nephew. I said, you ain't going to look it up. I sent him this stuff. For $100. $5 shipping. You got a husband, you got a son, you got a brother. Don't go buy no damn J's. You need to get on Temu and order this right now. And before the tariffs, because it'll already be ordered before the tariffs. That tariff is going to be factored in. Okay? Because that stuff is coming from China. And he put a 35% tax on it, which is almost half. So it'll be like 75 in a couple of weeks for the same thing. Are you listening? Hurry up. You got sons, daughters, it don't matter right now. Because folks are going to be trying to start trouble just because they can. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hurry up. Get on Temu. Alright, y'all. Sorry. I told you I got some beef, which I normally don't eat, but I want to make some beef jerky. And so I just rendered that fat out for there to make me some beef tallow. Did. Mm-hmm. And the halter belt goes around your waist. Yep. I got one. Got a couple of them. Matter of fact, I need to send one of my girls. I probably will do that. So now that the CERCA rant is over, sorry. And again, to my white cousins that's over here, I really do love y'all, but I don't like some of y'all family members. And the fact that you are okay with people's kids being... Oh, can we hear something? Y'all want to hear something? This just happened today.
Here this morning when we woke us up. Gunshots. Was it scary? Yes.
They on there too.
Looking by gunshots.
The plates is on there too. That's what I'm saying. It's the plates and the t-shirt. You get 2 plates, one for the front, one for the back. They're not together. You'll have to put them in your cart on Temu separately. But it's called a concealable, tactical. I can't think of what the other word is. God dang it. Gosh darn it. but it's the flexible ones. You'll kind of see that it's not a hard plate, so it move with you. And they just cover to about right here, like a sports bra kind of deal, right? But you can get it where it'll cover all of this important stuff. If you're gonna spend $400, I think that'll be, if you gotta buy four, that's a better $400 spend, or buy two this time and two next time or whatever. But your teenagers, your husband, your wife, that's something that you're gonna need for everyday use here now, because with him getting rid of civil rights and stuff like that, these police gonna be able to do whatever they want. The only reason they couldn't is because they was worried about facing a civil rights lawsuit and things like that. But see, some black dude, an old black dude, got on TikTok, y'all. I'm gonna play it. I'm just gonna play what the old black dude said. Give just one moment, because I believe I downloaded his video. I downloaded a whole bunch of them. Where he at? I did. Listen.
So it's already starting. Like I told you guys, red rum about to flood the streets of America. See, you folks, you MAGA folks, y'all on this idea that y'all finna have a bunch of white boys with badges and guns just gonna go across the fucking country rounding up people.
Y'all want to get ready with me?
What a lot of you motherfuckers is finna do is finna goddamn it start doing a whole lot of slow singing and flower bringing. A lot of y'all are finna bury a lot of y'all fucking family members. Cause if y'all think these Mexicans and these immigrants is just gonna let y'all round them up without taking some of y'all lives, y'all are fucking fooling yourself. I was just listening to this other brother. In Oregon, a fucking border patrol just got slaughtered. They got unalived. Trying to round these people up. That's just the start.
Y'all like my shirt?
So a lot of y'all that's
get ready
that
with
Trump
me.
Bullshit, and they in law enforcement and all that shit, I suggest you get your insurance and shit paid up, because y'all gonna end up having to bury thousands of these motherfuckers. Thousands. And I ain't just talking about them. This blanket immunity bullshit for police officers? No. Because soon as you pull somebody over, they know you have blanket immunity. They know, especially if you are a certain color, that potentially you could lose your life. So as soon as the police walk up to the car, they probably gonna blast the shit out of them. Because you gotta understand, in America, especially people that look like me, we'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. Especially when you know you ain't doing shit wrong. Motherfucker put them lights on you and you know your insurance on your car is straight, your registration is straight, you not speeding, you doing what you supposed to be doing, and motherfucker that put lights on you because he's racially profiling you and he knows, hey, I can kill this motherfucker and get away with it because Donald Trump said so. No. See, people that's in that car, they know that's what can potentially happen to them. So as soon as the police walk up to the fucking window, and they gonna drive the fuck off. They'll worry about how it look on paper later. But it ain't gonna bring that motherfucker's life back. I don't give a fuck how much time you try to give a motherfucker in lockup. It ain't gonna bring that cop back.
So, gentlemen, do you know what is happening in about 3 months? Yeah, in April. I just want to be clear on one thing. Over 20 years ago. All right, you guys want to keep seeing? These reports to the public. So now, if there's something wrong with our food or anything like that, I guess we're just not gonna know. And this is really weird and actually impacts me as a kitchen manager because whenever there's like a recall because of E. coli and spinach or something, which happens all the time, it's always with the leafy greens like spinach or lettuce, they get fucking E. coli at least once a year. And I have to throw some of my stock away because I get a phone call from my distributor who gets notified from the FDA that we need to recall these things because they can make people sick, and then I have to go through my stock and throw it all away. This happens all the time. It's happened for years. But now, if the FDA is not allowed to release those reports, then I'm not going to get told that that E. coli is on the spinach or the lettuce. And when you get a salad from my restaurant, I can't guarantee it's safe anymore because I can't guarantee that the FDA doesn't know about a recall that they're just not telling me about.
What y'all think? Did we talk about any of this? Did we? Did we talk about the food not being good and they're going to try to unalive us with food? Did we talk about it? Get the food now while the food is still good. Get food now while it's not too expensive. Dehydrate as much as you can because the food coming ain't going to be no good because it ain't even going to be food. Okay.
Trump is asking the preacher to apologize. A preacher who simply asked him to do as Christ and his followers would do. How very anti-Christ of him.
I saw about that bird flu. They didn't kill a whole bunch of them. I saw that. There's one more. Also, I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do. But did y'all notice that I did not post on TikTok where we were going? The only reason that fan base was in my bio is because that's how I was able to transfer all of my videos. But if y'all notice, there's nothing saying that I'm on fan base right now. All of my videos are gone. So if there were people looking for us, and I just want y'all to see something, right? Right? I didn't advertise that I was going to fan base. And I didn't advertise that I was going to fan base for a reason. I just went. And I kept telling people, you'll know where we going to be at. So you're going to have to look. Right? A lot of people posted that they were going to fan base and put their fan base information up there. Can I show y'all something? If we were being hunted, you just told them where we was at. I didn't. So if you posted Fan base, fan base, fan base, and we're leaving because they're tracking our thing. Do you see how that could happen? If I say, okay, we was going to this place, y'all would have posted, this is where we're going. We were leaving quietly. That's why I didn't put, when I put that up there, only reason I had to put fan base on my stuff is so I could get my videos. But I didn't put fan base, here's my thing, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. If that was the people, y'all just told them where to come find us. That quick. I said we moving. There was not one fan base post showing I went to fan base. People are trying to be so, listen. I said and I ain't gonna lie, I paid attention. I know y'all do not think that I am still watching y'all, but I am. The same way y'all be watching me to see when I'm gonna mess up or do something out of the ordinary. I be watching y'all too. I do. I do. If I wasn't saying on my thing where we were going and I kept saying, I've already said it, it's our go, you ain't looked at the old classes on YouTube, that should have been an indicator. Because they're only finding these immigrants because of who they're connected to on social media. You understand that? You said that's why I did not ask. I just quietly moved over. I ain't mentioned that app to nobody. Here we go. I said it a few times, but posting it for it to stay there, no. Soon as I got all my videos over there and they was good and I knew what I was doing, that fan base link is gone. That part. You said I haven't said it to nobody, ain't posted it because I don't want to be followed. Come on. I linked all my accounts. Nothing is connected. Ain't said nothing to nobody. Here we go. Only reason I did it is because I had to get my, if I wouldn't have had to, I would have just left. You hear me? So things like that, having to tell everybody everything you doing, where you going, how you moving. You said your fan base won't upload. You had to switch it over. You had to put it in your bio. I had to seek for sure. I knew not to ask. Listen, but do y'all see how quickly that could be? Do y'all see what I'm talking about now? That's why I wouldn't keep repeating it. I'm like, if you ain't going and watching the videos, because what if we leave a piece of paper on the door and it say we've moved? You gonna have to know where the next space is. And you can't tell everybody else. They gonna have to figure it out. You hear me? The fact that people are getting on TikTok, that they know that these people just about talking about organizing, excuse my language, it's ass backwards. You do not organize on the person's platform that is trying to unalive you. That doesn't make sense. What would be a better deal is to take your ass off of TikTok, go to a social media you know they don't own and talk about it. They're making money on their platform. You talking about organizing against them. That's real, real smart. Real smart. And that's why, for the last 3 years, when people came over here and said, "CERCA, what were we gonna do?" We damn sure are not gonna be seeing it online. That makes that's ruining the purpose. You might as well just go on and tell the enemy what you about to do. You said thank you for saying the quiet part out loud. Oh me my. I don't know. But I knew that people was watching. I know. They've been over here. I was doing some research about who owned YouTube, and I found out he used to be an intern for PayPal. Right, right. That's why I'm listen. You hear me? This is why my videos are coming up missing. They're all friends, right? So now do y'all believe they know who I am? Cause now they didn't stop me on my iPad. Baby, I can't type no text on there. They didn't move that. You'll not be all of the platforms. Do you hear me? That's remember they started blocking me on TikTok on YouTube. Remember I kept getting them whatever. Right when we started talking about our survival stuff, a lot is when they started blocking me. And one time we got blocked on TikTok, and what's the name at a few times we got blocked on both of these at the exact same moment. Did we not? That's why we had to go to Instagram. I've never been blocked both times at the exact same moment on both. And again, when hundreds of thousands of people started buying gas masks and survival tools, they paid attention. That was now when my son paid. Yeah. Do you hear me? I'm starting to get the vibe of not being on social media exactly. Oh, on here. We listen, don't get situated nowhere. Y'all evidently ain't heard CERCA telling y'all I have no problem shaking the spot. I went, not trying to be funny. If you go look at my TikTok, it went from 1.7 million likes to 35,000 in less than an hour and a half. You started deleting videos? Good job. Most people care about how many likes they got, which is crazy because I had 5 million likes on one, but I only got 1 million likes. Right. You right. You are right. Okay? One video had over 5 million views, but we gonna move on. It is what it is. It's gone now. It don't matter. They over here. I don't care about none of that. All my videos is gone on TikTok. Unless y'all didn't reposted something. 2 words, great man. Come on, Sarah. Come on. I followed up my first mind and left TikTok and went to YouTube. Yep. The best way to move is in silence. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I said I'm not broadcasting things that I'm going to be doing. I have to tell y'all because of the part of where we at. But this is why I went so hard with, if you can't keep your mouth when we leave TikTok, you can't come over. You can't sit with us. Because now they're like, the FBI is on the thing trying to get people to say what they gonna do. Exactly. So they can get you before you do it. Just know. Do you see how silly that is? Do y'all see how crazy that is? That they think that organizing on the very app, and then you making them money to come kill you too, which is crazy. Y'all not about to make no money off my content. To come in here and unalive me and my grandkids, I'll be damned. You will not make money off of me. I'm about to go back through all of these videos because I don't make no money, and they didn't make God knows how much on advertising, right? And our community saw very little of it. So all of them ones that's marked for making money, I'm taking all of them out. Y'all ain't about to make money on none of my stuff. You got me messed up. I don't need y'all monetization, especially not when y'all taking way more than what y'all get. We didn't even want to talk about it. Moving on. You hear me? I'm not about to make y'all no money to come in here and unalive my family members and my peoples. No. And our community is very diverse. I'm sure we have a lot of people that their parents were immigrants or grandparents are still whatever. Like, no. Social media is not that important to me. I'm telling, I love y'all. Only reason I love social media now is because of y'all. Only reason I loved it before is because it's how I kept in contact with my family. Well, y'all are now my family. So the only reason I dang near want to get a shake of my phone, but I don't think y'all do right with it. I want to give me a shake of my phone and give all y'all my number, but I know y'all will not do right with it. So I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to figure it out. Learned when I was a kid, you don't talk when you play hide and seek. I don't know about some folks. That you got us for whatever you need, period. No, for real. I just, like, I really do want to get, I done thought about it. I'm sure I sure wouldn't know how to act. You've been warned. I love you. Exactly. And that's why I have it. Because I got a number that y'all can have. I got it specifically for that. But I just ain't. I'm not ready. Riz, at least you was honest because a lot of people won't be and then they don't care. They do whatever they want to do. So that's why I haven't given y'all the other number yet. And there's some people that got bold enough to do some things that I really don't mess with, and I ain't never said nothing to them about it, but they don't think that I know, and I don't really mess with you for real. That part. That part. That part. Listen, this is my thing. You said I won't be weird. I don't know. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, no. I've been thinking about it because how we gonna talk after this? I deleted my Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, and the Facebook on TikTok, and I'm soon about to leave TikTok. I'm trying to tell you, the only reason I have not left TikTok is because of the information. That's it. That's the only reason that is keeping me over there is because we get right. But y'all know they know who I am, and so that's why I have to start removing my face from stuff. What content? And immigrant takes me out because this is God's creation. We come on, we got boundaries and paying for stuff that God gave us for free. Justice. I wish we could get a radio frequency. We could run it on like a radio station. So, do y'all know that's the other option over here? Do y'all? They blew that chance with the Zoom classes. I wouldn't, Keish. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, Keish. I'm like, listen here. I want to. I want to. They got a radio station over here, so in a minute it might just. But I don't know how I would like how if I can see y'all comments. We gonna have to practice. You said Keish said it, girl, cause I do. But there are people that are disrespectful, and that's why I haven't. Cause I this is the thing. There is a few people that do have either one or other of my numbers, and it's fine. But I be won't because what are we gonna do if they cut the internet? I need to be able to contact you guys. Somebody. I miss some of the people connected on TikTok. I can't get. You said you missed some of the people I connected to on TikTok. I can't get in my area now. What you mean? Let me go order my hand radio. Yeah. You're right, because I don't want to lose in contact with none of my family. Y'all, right. Because you got to think, because we're so spread out, we would be able to keep adequate information about what was going on. We would know. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing, if you haven't paid attention, it is they do not want you to know. Who can see that now? We've talked about it a lot. They don't want you to know. Do you see them using Lucifer's tactics? You see it? They're calling it shock and awe. Do God want that? Is that what God wants? He wants you to be shocked in a good way. They want you to be shocked and stressed out. God wants you to be shocked and crying happy tears. I kept my people from my state when we did that months ago. I won't be doing it again either. You had to be there the first time. I'm trying to tell you. And see, y'all thought I was being mean, but everything I was yelling about on this app for 3 years is being said on TikTok and other social medias right now, which is really, really crazy. But let's look up something. I gotta watch this one because it show y'all what I be doing because the thing is so wide I can't hide right here. So give me a second. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all something too. Don't fall for that Costco stuff. You heard it here first. Do not fall for that Costco stuff. Y'all realize it's the same thing Target did. Everybody rushed to Target and was giving them money, so they made their money, and then they said, trick the nigga. Don't fall for that Costco stuff. Do not. They on the same team, I promise you. Ain't that what Target said? Soon as Walmart said, oh no, we're getting rid of DI, Target said, we're not. Do not fall for that. And tell y'all friends, don't fall for that. You said me too. Since you're gone, I'm really no longer interested. Only reason I'm on TikTok is for the news. That's it. I said, look how they and watch everybody go by. They about to do it one after another, and because monkey see monkey do not fall for that. I said, not that using the Target 1212. I deleted my TikTok when it first went down. I tried to pull it back up and it says I can't pull it back up. Oh yeah, you won't be able to. I didn't delete it because I wanted to get my information off of there. I know they're in the room somewhere smoking cigars, drinking brandy, and laughing. Oh yes. Yes. So if y'all have other social media, please put that on there. Please do not fall for the Target trick with Costco. Please don't do that. Get what you need, but don't be trying to give them no props because y'all gave them the Target. And well, and at first I thought Target was going. I was like, okay, because I've been messing with Target for years. Baby, no, Target ain't getting my money either. I want us to read a story that we already read before. Okay. Because I think it's going to be important. I dream that they are getting people because of what they are putting on social media. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening, baby girl. The only reason they're finding all of these people is because they know who they're. I told y'all take off y'all family things. If you got Facebook and all of that, and you have them listed as your family members, I don't care if you Spanish or not. You need to take that off. Because it's just going to go people to people, okay? Now it's the Spanish people. Then it'll be the Asians or the black people. Whoever else it is. Did y'all see people are willing to pay $10,000? Girl, you think your nieces and nephews didn't put their stuff on there and think I got 2 phones with TikTok on it? So thinking about it is you know what I can do with 10 grand right now? 10 grand will come in handy. 5 grand will come in handy for me. Hell, 2,500. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could buy some land with $10,000. I mean, phone, especially if you got another phone with it on there. I believe y'all nephew listed his iPad. I said, son, ain't nothing wrong with 5 racks. You can go buy you another iPad and then go get the rest of your stuff. And he got an iPad 12.9 whatever max. The same one he brought to our thing. I said, you said I got 2 iPads with it on there. I'm trying to tell, for 7 racks, 10,000, and it's sold. They selling them for 5,000. They selling little bitty iPad minis for $3,500 because they got TikTok on it. Baby, do your thing. I told my son, all my kids was like, ooh, mom. I said, okay. And now you see why I'll never get rid of my phone. I keeps them. Okay, I got two phones in my. I'm trying to tell you what you. I mean, delete all your stuff off of it, factory reset it, or whatever you got to do, and keep the TikTok. Get your money. We gonna read this. Here we go. We gonna read this. Okay, I'm not telling y'all where we going just yet because I gotta run to the bathroom. Should should have to got 10 new and downloaded the day before it went off. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. If you I mean if you got some extra phones with TikTok on them and you're not using them, you crazy if you're not selling them and they going 10 5,000, 10,000. If you got 4, 2, 3, your kids got their old phone, it makes sense. All right, y'all. Sorry. So y'all want to hear something crazy? I ate 10 crackers last night and went to sleep. 10. So I'm going on 48 hours, technically, on just a liquid diet, other than 10 crackers. I remember when I was like, I'm gonna make me something to eat. I didn't, and I didn't get up and make me nothing today. Okay, so this stomach is about ready to get back to where it was, shrinking right on down. You hear me? And I ain't talking about for a flat stomach. I'm talking about shrinking it so I don't need that much to eat. Oh yeah, I'm prepping. Also, did y'all see that he signed a thing so that diabetics can't get their medicine? It's either they can't get it or he raised the prices of the diabetic medicine. One of the two. You've been on soup and a bean kit lately. Come on. Y'all saw that? Something with the diabetes. I said this is how a third of the population is about to die out. Yeah. He raised the prices. Okay. Well, they still ain't gonna be able to get it. Either way it go, you need insulin to live. So, to my diabetics, wow. Now, you want to know what's so crazy about that? Do y'all realize that some of our first classes, I was talking to people about having to the women. Yep, I had a meeting at work, and my manager told me it's critical to seniors on a good drug plan now. Listen, to get them on a good, yeah. That's why I'm sticking. Medication was impaired. So there was a shortage on metformin too. What is that? Is that a blood thinner? Hey, so look at this, family. Y'all remember one of the first medical issues that people started asking me about, and I told them it was the diabetes. Oh, it's the diabetes medication. Okay. But do y'all remember when we first started this and I was telling people, women to go get a tissue sample and men to go, short on insulin, to go get a tissue sample so that you can find out which metal your pancreas is giving either too much of or not enough of. And once you replace it with that metal, your pancreas will work. Who remembers us having this conversation? When we first started this, I probably hadn't even been on here 3 months. There's a lot of people that are diabetics. And look at the medicine he's taking away or raising the price up first. Something as simple as that. Do me a favor. Let's Google how many people have diabetes in America. Let's see the numbers. That was the first thing I thought of when I heard that. Come on, baby. God was telling us what it is. I don't care how small the detail. People's like, she just be over there talking about random stuff, dude. But I guarantee you in a little bit, it's all going to be relevant. Can you tell me how many people are living with diabetes in America right now? Please. You have to go to your endocrinologist and tell them that you want a tissue sample. With women, they do it when you're menstruating, or there's another way that they can do it. But I stopped taking that King metformin. Really? You used to be a lot caused the 38.4. In 2021, 38.4 million in the United States. It's 11.6% of the population. Yep, because 10% would be 30 million, and we just did the numbers. We got 308 million people here. Interesting. Can I ask you a question? How many of you thought the stats that I would ask y'all to do were just for class? Just random numbers. When I would ask y'all to go look up how many soldiers there are in the world, or how many this. How many of y'all just thought that that was just part of the class for that day, but you realize you did in the beginning? Come on, Keish. See how valuable it is now to know the real information about certain stuff? Stats mean a lot, do they not? 38 million people can be very sick in the next 3 months. They have a metal and minerals test that you can do at home now. Are you serious? Ooh, Miss Hobbs. To those of you that have diabetes, know anybody that have diabetes, they have a metal and minerals test you can do at home now. Come on. She said, what is it called? It's called a metal and minerals test. Metal and minerals test. Ooh, look at my daddy. 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 You said what? You said who? If you're going to enroll. And can I tell y'all that there's something that I'm a little salty about? I get to tell y'all the truth about how I feel. Can I tell y'all the truth about how I feel right now? I ain't even gonna lie. I'm having a moment of transparency. Would you like to hear it? The fact, and I ain't hating, that everybody is accrediting a doctor for starting classes on TikTok is mind-blowing to me. The fact that this said black doctor got on live when she introduced her class, and the other ones are now doing it as well, and saying almost word for word what I used to tell y'all. Get your stuff and hurry up so you can come here and sit down. Don't come to class unprepared. Make sure you have your stuff. Y'all synced it. I ain't gonna lie. Had me. I was like, what? Come again, say what? The black woman that created, and now everybody is class teacher. Interesting. You right. I said, so y'all didn't see WOYU nowhere on the internet with all these books behind me for the last 3 years. Okay. I said, no, they didn't. I just liked it and moved on. I said, you're right. You're right. Come on. I'm like, you said I saw that like, ain't no way. Girl, really? I said, okay. Whatever. I smacked my lips and kept going. Girl, and now don't get me wrong. I'm going to support the sister. You understand me? Will. And all of the other black teachers. But don't act like it wasn't nobody on here that wasn't doing a whole university. Because then we started seeing all kind of universities pop up. At first, everybody was praying to the Anunnaki gods and playing in the, under the moon and the sun. We not gonna do that. Right, Keish. They was praying to the rocks too. I said, so what am I, chopped liver? Right. I said they was trying to be SWOIU at first. We was. The first TikTok University was. Everybody, I ain't saying it wasn't classes on here, but y'all remember I said I be seeing my work a lot of places. It's even some statements that I hear people saying and the way they say it. Y'all remember when people used to come in here and I'd be like, interesting. 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 Y'all remember? I'm always saying interesting. I see interesting. Interesting. Interesting? I said, oh. They playing in our face. You're not about to play in my face. They've been playing in our face. I said, how long have I been saying they've been playing in your face? Since I got on here. And that everybody is saying they playing in their face. You're not about to play in my face. You're not about to play in my face. I said, Circa, just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. Yeah, I just leave it alone. I said, that's crazy. But I do see my stuff everywhere. I see it. Mm. All right. I was brought up backwards, but now here and I'm brought up the right way, my dad's way, that part. So, Book of Jasher, chapter 12. Let's do it. Seeing as how we got all of our other stuff out. I said, Book of Jasher, chapter 12. I'm on sacred text. I don't know where you going. Y'all ready? Is y'all coming over here? She started her online university. I said, you're leaving TikTok, CERCA. It does not matter. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little irritated though. I wanted to put a face like, what? I wanted to put a crazy face so bad, but I ain't gonna do it. I won't. But I'll tell y'all about it because y'all my cousins. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'll tell y'all about it because I can tell y'all. I said, no, this is funny. Hilarious. You hear me? This is the first TikTok school by a black woman. I said, well, you right. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I'm grateful there are all kinds for all types of subjects. Now, come on, Shay. Y'all feel me? Y'all been on TikTok longer than I have. You hear me? Y'all know what was here prior to me getting over here? Crazy. I said, no, they didn't. But whatever. I ain't no hater, though, because I signed up for the class, too. I signed up for that. I signed up for that men's class, the EMT class. I ain't crazy. I learn from anybody. I don't care who you is. I signed up for that one. All the classes. The Spanish people telling us how to dig a hole, I'll be signing up for that class. The survival classes that the older white guys teaching, signing up for those. I don't care. I'ma say what I feel. That don't mean I'm not about to get in the class and learn what I need to learn. Because if y'all think that God is allowing that to happen for no reason, I'm gonna get the information wherever I'm gonna get my information from. I do get to have a say about it. I'm not judging them, but we gonna tell the truth around here. Lovely lady, I'm sorry. This has already been done before. Moving on. Moving on. Y'all ready? Let's go. It's already been done. And when the king heard the words of Abram, he ordered him to be put into prison. And Abram was 10 days in prison. Sound familiar? Huh? When the king heard the words of Abraham, he ordered him to be put in a prison. And Abram was 10 days in prison. We on the first one, Pumpkin. Book of Jasher, chapter 12. Here we go. And at the end of those days, the king ordered that all the kings, princes, governors of different provinces, and sages should come before him. And they sat before him. And Abram was still in the house of confinement. And the king said to the princes and sages, have you heard what Abraham, the son of Terah, has done to his father? Thus has he done to him, and I ordered him to be brought before me, and thus has he spoken. His heart did not misgive him, nor did he stir in my presence. And behold, now he is confined in prison. He said, yep, I heard what he did. He knocked down all of them idols over there, and he spoke against our idol gods. Oh, Trump and Elon. And now I put him in prison. Anybody that don't like what we got over here, we throw him in jail. Sound familiar? All the princes, all the kings, all the royals, the rich folks, the leaders, I want to worry about what the little people that ain't worried about none of them is doing. Do y'all see a pattern with these leaders? Anybody? You see it? The first thing that they do when somebody don't want to agree with them or worship them or go along with their plan, confine them. Confine them. Concentration camps. Moving on. And therefore, decide what judgment is due to this man who reviled the king, who spoke and did all the things that you heard. Can I ask you a question? What did DT say he once done to people that have freedom of speech? He doesn't care if it is racist rhetoric that is being said. He will protect that. But people that speak the truth about what is really going on, he wants them confined. Is that not what the devil does? You said, yep, they just arrested a Florida man for saying something. Okay. Do you understand how this works? He is literally working under the spirit that was always coming against the chosen people of God. He is literally doing a playbook of what they did. Are y'all seeing it? Yeah. So it ain't that you really did anything to him. It's what you said. All the while wanting to say whatever he wants, even though none of it is the truth. Everything that come out that man's mouth just about is a lie. You said what? You hear me? Crazy, right? Here we go. It says, and they all answered the king, the man who reviled the king should be hanged upon a tree. Y'all read that with y'all eyes? They said back in Abraham's days, the person that just speaks against the king should be hung on a tree. You know what Donald Trump was present for? You know what he's trying to bring back? Anybody? Oh, okay. Whew. But having done all the things that he said, And having despised our gods, he must therefore be burned to death. For this is the law in this matter. If it pleaseth the king to do this, let him order his servants to kindle a fire both night and day in thy brick furnace, and then we will cast this man into it. And the king did so. And he commanded his servants that they should prepare a fire for 3 days and 3 nights in the king's furnace, that is in Casdim. And the king ordered them to take Abram from prison and bring him out to be burned. And all the king's servants, princes, lords, governors, judges, and all the inhabitants of the land, about 900,000 men, stood opposite the furnace to see Abram. And all the women and little ones crowded upon the roofs and towers to see what they were doing with Abraham. And they all stood together at a distance. And there was not a man left that did not come on that day to behold the scene. Is this not history repeating itself? Do you see it? Say, I see, if you see it. The same spirit that was working in these people is working in leadership now. I told y'all, them demons ain't left. They just hot bodies. Do you believe me now that the same spirits that were alive and well and moving when Jesus and Abraham them and all of them was on the planet going against them are literally in our leaders now? They are following the same steps. They are going to do the same things. And this is why it's important to read your word, because you can know they moves before they do if you know what spirit they are working under. I seen you before. I seen you before. And now y'all see why I say I seen you before. I seen you before. I pay attention to character, baby. Here we go. Nothing new under the sun. Here we go. It says, and when Abram was come, the conjurers. Who are the conjurers? Who are the conjurers? What is a conjurer? What's the definition for a conjurer? Please tell me the definition. Right. What's the definition for conjurer? Can y'all tell me what the definition for conjurer is? A sorcerer, a witch, or a shaman. That's what it says. Or sorceress. They call upon a spirit or ghost, appear by means of magic or ritual. Interesting. Summon in action or bring into existence, often by magic. Okay. Can you tell me the definition of maga or magus? A maga is a what? The performance of tricks which are seemingly magic typically involve sleight of the hand, a conjuring trick. Interesting. And the definition for maga is which? It might be some MAGA people in here. So how are the MAGA people calling themselves Christian if they're worshiping and following a witch or a warlock or several? They didn't even take the time to go look up what MAGA mean. So every time they're saying MAGA, 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 or wearing a MAGA hat, they are saying, I am a witch, but I'm a Christian. See how crazy that sounds? And don't that sound crazy to you? You a Christian, but you worship the devil? I don't worship the devil. What's MAGA mean? MAGA means witch. Christian where? But I do know what it said about the witches, though. Looks like they changed the definition on Google. They said it says something different. Interesting. That's all right. We got the proof before. Okay, go look up Magus. A Magus. You know what? We ain't gotta go over there. We can go right here. We got the books. MAGA means evil, lies, or magician. Interesting. So let's get our history of magic, witchcraft, and the occult. Looks like they didn't study to show themselves approved. Come on, Amber. A magi, magic squares, a magna. Are you not in this book? A medium. So it's not in this one, but MAGUS. What? They don't have Magus in here either? So they have Magi, is what they have. They definitely have Medea in here. I wonder if they have it under Mega. Merkaba, Merlin. So they do not have it in this one. But y'all know what they do got in here? Now y'all see this book? Y'all know what they do got in here? Nazi party. Why would the Nazi party be in a magic and witchcraft and occult book? On page 252 and 253. Let's see what they got in here. Show is. Interesting. It says the Pagan's Gate, the triumphal arch at the Heydenter at Carnuntum in modern-day Austria signified Roman rule to Guido von List. In 1875, he honored an old Roman defeat at the site by burying 8 wine bottles in the shape of a swastika under the arch. List's adoption of the swastika as an Aryan symbol paved the way for its later use by the Nazis. Interesting. The central figure in the promotion of Germanic pagan heritage was an Austrian poet and occultist, Guido von List. A champion of Norse mythology, List became a devotee to Wotan or Odin, the god of war and wisdom and the father of Thor. List promoted Wotanism. Interesting. Wotanism, a religious movement that he believed really revived the values of pre-Christian German people. Interesting. List was driven by his nationalistic belief in a Germanic community of racially pure Aryans who he claimed had been suppressed by Christian teachings. Such theories, far from historically accurate, were later adopted by the Nazis. Any of that sound familiar? Make America white again? We want a pure race. Pure means you don't unalive people. Pure means you don't have hate in your heart. Pure means you don't tell women you're going to grab them by their snatch and tell your daughter, if you wasn't my daughter, I had sex with you. That's not pure. Wanting to be the only educated person in the room, even though you're not educated at all. Moving on. It's diabolical to try to keep people out of schools they invented and try to not teach them the math that they invented and the letters and the everything else that you see, the roads that they built. I mean, it's, Marina Abramovic says he's said that about Trump. Yeah, she did. Diabolical, y'all. Diabolical. So MAGA is not in here, but we know what it means. We know that it means witch. We know this. So, can I ask you a question too, real quick? How original are their ideas? Didn't I tell you they just always stealing people's stuff? If that don't prove the damn point I was going off on when I came up in here, the first 30 minutes we was in class, I don't know what to do. They don't even have their own ideas. And we know that from every video that we watch online, do we not? They don't even know what is a tariff. I don't have to answer that because you don't know. Am I tripping? Do they know what a tariff is? They'll holler, we don't want tariffs or we want tariffs, not realizing that a lot of them is about to be SOL because it's going to bankrupt the businesses that you're the manager of, silly. And Mama, yeah, she's not going to have her medicine. She's not going to have it. Mama, that told you go down and get those niggers and you better get them now. Well, there's not going to be any black nurses to take care of her white ass. Sorry. It won't be any. Spanish women that come cook no food either and clean the house. Nope, Mama's going to have to get up off her ass and do it herself. Before anybody talk crazy asses in the Bible, moving on. Don't even come here trying to say, she said ass. The Bible did too. The Bible did as well. So the next time your pastor says he got up on an ass, don't you hop up and say you cussing in church. You make sure you put that part in there. They are so blinded by the hate that they overlook that part, right? Because, see, they thinking that it's going to be slave women to take care of them and nurse them back to health. They don't know that the women of this day will sit there and look at them. gasping for breath. You said, call me a nigga. You said you called me a nigga. Nigga, 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 nigga. What? Moving on. Okay. Call me a nigga now. You said you need some air. If you don't move around somewhere, I got nothing for you. Thoughts and concepts. What? Y'all won't say what you're thinking. I'ma say it. Cause I know people. I might not do it, but I know people that will. You know what's crazy? They ain't never seen misery. Couldn't have seen misery. They never seen it. Because there are some people that have been waiting to unleash their fury on some folks. And you might just be the one that day. Look, be letting the oxygen seep out while they gasping. I'm trying to tell you. All's fair in love and war now. Hold on. Y'all better teach Mama to be cool. Somewhere in shop. That part, Danielle. So when listen, and y'all can think I'm being mean. It is what it is. They plan to unalive our children. That's why they're getting rid of the civil rights, and that's why they're getting rid of the. Come on. Ain't gonna be no yes sir, no sir, yes sir, master. Do you know niggas would rather be 6 feet under than to call you that? You tripping. We don't care about dying. Have you not seen our YNs? They die for streets and colors. You think they won't? This is a color. Mamaw can get it. Whoever in the way. If y'all ain't paid attention with them. And they're like, oh, we know military strategy. Have you ever lived in a black neighborhood? Have you ever lived in a Spanish neighborhood? Nigga, we live in a war zone all day long. What is you talking about? Have you ever been in New York? Concrete jungle, huh? You ain't never been to the hood. You rode through the hood. Nigga, everything is strategy in the hood. Y'all tripping. Black folks live in a war zone. We have to live like we are at war every single day. Spanish people have to live like they're in war every single day. They unalive for shoes. Come on. And once they figure out that they are the enemy, it's a wrap. Y'all ain't never rode through the cartel neighborhood, have y'all? No. You ain't never been with some real niggas, I can tell. So they're like, yeah, we got war. Nigga, we live in a war mentality. We always got to keep our head on a swivel because we don't trust America. Crazy. Niggas live in a war mentality all day. Spanish people too. This is how they know how to dig holes and make fake walls and stuff. What is y'all doing? They is running up on the wrong thing. Moving on. All right. Crazy. It says, and when Abram was come, the conjurers of the king and the sages saw Abram, and they cried out to the king, saying, our sovereign Lord, surely this is the man whom we know to have been the child at whose birth the great star swallowed the 4 stars, which we declared to the king now 50 years since. And behold, now his father has also transgressed thy commands and mocked thee by bringing thee another child, which thou didst unalive. And when the king heard their words, he was exceedingly wroth, and he ordered terror to be brought before him. And the king said, hast thou heard what the conjurers have spoken? Now tell me truly, how didst thou? And if thou speak truth, thou shalt be acquitted. And seeing that the king's anger was so much kindled, Terah said to the king, my lord and king, thou hast heard the truth. and what the sages have spoken is right. And the king said, how couldst thou do this thing, to transgress my orders, and to give me a child that thou didst not beget, and to take value for him? Now, let me ask you a question. Is the king taking people's kids away from them right now? King of the United States? Is he not having his goons go round up people's kids to basically unalive them? Because they still don't know where a lot of them kids is. So the magicians, the judges, the leaders, the governors, and all these people have gotten together. All because he knocked down their gods and spoke against them. Y'all see it? Is it lining up for y'all? Okay. Whew. And Terah answered the king, because my tender feelings were excited for my son, and at that time I took a son of my handmaid, and I brought him to the king. And the king said, who advised thee to do this, or to this? Tell me, do not hide aught from me, and thou shalt not die. And Terah was greatly terrified in the king's presence, and he said to the king, it was Haran, my eldest son, who advised me to this. And Haran was in those days that Abram was born 32 years old. So at this time he 80. But Haran did not advise his father to anything. For Terah said this to the king in order to deliver his soul from the king, for he feared greatly. So this daddy lied on his son to save his own skin. Ain't that crazy? Hey, this daddy lied and said that his oldest son is the one that told him to do it, and he didn't. He just said, if you tell me who it is, I won't kill you. So you know he gonna try to kill your son, and you tell him that. This is the second time you done lied to this king, is it not? You lied the first time and said that the baby that you gave him was your son, and you took the money for it. Okay? Now you done lied to him again and told him that your oldest son is the one that told you to switch the babies. Moving on. Crazy. It says, and the king said to Terah, Haran thy son, who advised thee to do this, shall die through fire with Abraham. For the sentence of death is upon him for having rebelled against the king's desire in doing this thing. And Haran at the time felt inclined to follow the ways of Abram, but he kept it within himself. And Haran said in his heart, behold, now the king has seized Abram on account of these things which Abram did. And it shall come to pass that if Abram prevail over the king, I will follow him. But if the king prevail, I will go after the king. Interesting. And when Terah had spoken this to the king concerning Haran his son, the king ordered Haran to be seized with Abram. So he seized both of the brothers. And they brought them both, Abram and Haran, his brother, to cast them into the fire, and all the inhabitants of the land, and the king's servants and princes, and all the women and little ones were there, standing that day over them. And the king's servant took Abram and his brother, and they stripped them of all their clothes, except their lower garments, which were upon them. And they bound their hands and feet with linen cords. And the servants of the king lifted them up and cast both into the furnace. And the Lord loved Abram, and he had compassion over him. And the Lord came down and delivered Abram from the fire, and he was not burned. But all the cords which they were and all the cords with which they bound him were burned, while Abram remained and walked about in the fire. And Haran died when they cast him into the fire, and he was burned to ashes, for his heart was not perfect with the Lord. And those men who cast him into the fire, the flame of the fire spread over them, and they were burned, and 12 men of them died. And Abram walked in the midst of the fire 3 days and 3 nights. And all the servants of the king saw him walking in the fire. And they came and told the king, saying, Behold, we have seen Abram walking in the midst of the fire, and even the lower garments which were upon him are not burned, but the cord with which he was bound is burned. And when the king heard their words, his heart fainted, and he would not believe them. So he sent their faithful princes to see this matter, and they went and saw it and told it to the king. And the king rose to go and see it, and he saw Abraham walking to and fro in the midst of the fire, and he saw Haran's burned body, and the king wondered greatly. And the king ordered Abram to be taken out from the fire, and his servants approached to take him out, and they could not, for the fire was round about, and the flame ascending toward them from the furnace. And the king's servants fled from it, and the king rebuked them, saying, Make haste and bring Abram out of the fire, that you shall not die. And the servants of the king again approached to bring Abram out, and the flames came upon them and burned their faces, so that 8 of them died. Y'all got that? God protect who he want to protect. You getting me? He protect who he want to protect. The brother said, I'm going to go with whoever win. God said, right, you won't be going nowhere. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. I got a scratch. Give me a second. What the heck? Sorry, y'all. I don't want to be flashing nobody or nothing. I don't know what's going on. I didn't put no lotion on. So remember last night when I was saying they think they setting us up and they don't know they setting themselves up? That part, Keish. Don't worry about the people setting traps for you. Y'all remember me telling y'all the story about the man in Gary, Indiana that went in that store to stab that lady, and as soon as he raised his hand up, he had a heart attack before he could bring the knife down? You don't think it was an angel sitting there like, boop? Bet you don't. Bet you don't do that. You realize that a lot of these lights that we seeing could be God sending his angels to earth. I'm not saying we're not going to go through nothing because we already know we're going to be unalive. We know that. But that doesn't mean we ain't about to start seeing a whole bunch of miracles around here. Like people going to shoot people in their gun jam and a bullet magically comes back and ricochets against them. That kind of stuff. Understand, we ain't been reading all these stories for nothing. I promise you we haven't. It's a reason. Now, they going to have a little bit of power, and they going to be able to unalive a lot of us and do whatever they want to do, throw us in there. But while they are doing this, because you got to look at it, karma is coming back too fast. You do know people dying like freak accidents and stuff, right? Don't forget Pharaoh. That's what I'm going to start calling him. He's no longer the Queen of Hearts. I'm going to call him Pharaoh. I'm going to call him Pharaoh. Because God hardened that man's heart. Y'all have to know this. God allowed the same thing. Because think about it. The same plagues are coming. Are they not? For all the people that signed up with Pharaoh that were hell-bent on going against God's people? Did they not get what Pharaoh got? You know who was drinking clean water when the water turned to blood? Guess who was drinking clean water when the water was bloody? Guess who didn't have no bugs in their house? Guess whose sons didn't die? You know? So when I said to you last night, they think that they about to inherit this earth and get this amazing thing. Same thing that happened in Egypt is about to happen in this world right now. Soon as they take power. Because they haven't all taken power yet. Because you see that Elon Musk is in Germany right now. Okay? They think that they're about to inhabit this beautiful earth. It's beautiful. God about to tear this bad baby up. That's how you know Elon Musk done read the Bible, but Trump ain't never read it because he wouldn't be trying to obtain something that he knows is about to be worthless in just a minute. All the gold in the earth about to melt. Silver, titanium, all of the rarest mountains and everything that y'all think y'all about to get, God is about to let it melt in your hands. A supporter wife lost her job recently from the cuts Pharaoh put in place. Yep, I saw that. And she had moved and packed up her stuff and they was like, oh, well, we rescinded your order. It's happening a lot. So what are they getting? Let them get whatever they feel like they about to get now. Because God said a third of the population, you about to inherit death, sickness. And because they're on the side of Pharaoh, do y'all realize Donald Trump them is going to have them balls and stuff too? They don't even realize the pain. They talking about they about to bring the pain. They don't even realize what they signing themselves up. We gonna be able to leave. These niggas gonna be stuck here and they ain't gonna be able to die and they gonna have to feel every bit of the pain they thought they was about to inflict on somebody else. I hope y'all hearing me. What are they gaining? The way he want to make us sick when we eat, he just got rid of all the inspectors, the U.S. General Inspectors. So you want us to drink poison water, baby. God gonna give y'all bloody water to drink and gonna clear our stuff up. You said, I'm so happy we learned what is really valuable. Come on. You about to try to take the meat from us? He gonna get unalive all the animals. You tripping. But see, what did we learn from Joseph dealing with the Memphis woman? Joseph, who this woman? Do y'all remember what the Memphis woman kept trying to do to Joseph? Who remembers what she kept doing? Specifically to his food. She had him thrown in jail first. That didn't work. Then she tried to manipulate him and say, I'm not really that bad. Matthew 16:26, is it worth nothing for a man to have a whole world and lose his soul? Ooh. Ooh. And see, didn't she, Rika? She kept trying to drug his food or put poison in it. She kept putting stuff in his food and drinks. Remember, he wouldn't touch it. And then he waited until she came in there and said, I'm going to pray over it and watch. This ain't about to do nothing to me. This is why I told y'all, last week or earlier this week, you need to pray over every single thing you eat and drink. Do not consume a piece of candy from now on, and tell your children, do not eat without praying. And then he just fired them judges today or yesterday. They woke up yesterday morning or today, and the people that make sure our food is safe, he got rid of them. So our food is going to be what? She kept trying to send them to the upper room. What's our food going to be now that there's nobody to check it? Now we won't know if we shouldn't eat lettuce or eggs or milk or cheese or candy or chocolate. Will we? How many people you think about to die? It's poison, not contaminated poison. Not contaminated, it's going to be poison. Now they can spray whatever chemicals they want on it that cause cancer, cause heart attacks, cause whatever. Poison and making us sick. Okay. I hope y'all seeing it. They just using all the same stuff. Here we go. Trying to tell you. Ooh. Okay, it says, and Abram was 82 years old when he died in the fire of Casdim. And the king, princes, and inhabitants of the land, seeing that Abraham was delivered from the fire, they came and bowed down to Abraham. I need y'all to understand that God is going to deliver us from this fire. We just don't know. Death might be our deliverance. Do you hear me? You hear me? Yeah. Death is probably going to be our deliverance. But we don't want to be here for what's coming anyway. I know they told us the rapture, but as you can see, the mark of the beast will be here about April or May. So since we're going to be here, but at least we won't have to see it. And Abram said to them, do not bow down to me, but bow down to the God of the world who made you, and serve him, and go in his ways, for it is he who delivered me from out of this fire, and it is he who created the souls and spirits of all men, and formed man in his mother's womb, and brought him forth into the world, and it is he who will deliver those who trust him from all pain. And this thing seemed very wonderful in the eyes of the kings and princes, that Abraham was saved from the fire, and that Haran was burned. And the king gave Abram many presents, and he gave him to his two head servants from the king's house. The name of one was Ani, and the name of the other was Eleazar. Interesting. And all the kings and princes and servants gave Abram many gifts of silver and gold and pearl. And the king and his princes sent him away, and he went in peace. And Abram went forth from the king in peace, and many of the king's servants followed him. About 300 men joined him. And Abram returned on that day and went to his father's house, he and the men that followed him. And Abram served the Lord his God all the days of his life, and he walked in his ways and followed his law. And from that day forward, Abram inclined the hearts of the sons of men to serve the Lord. And at that time, Nahor and Abram took unto themselves wives, the daughters of their brother Haran. The wife of Nahor was Milcah, and the name of Abram's wife was Sarah. And Sarah, wife of Abraham, was barren. She had no offspring in those days. And at the expiration of 2 years from Abram's going out of the fire, that is the 52nd year of his life, behold, King Nimrod sat in Babel upon the throne. And the king fell asleep and dreamed that he was standing with his troops and host in a valley opposite the king's furnace. And he lifted up his eyes and saw a man in the likeness of Abraham coming forth from the furnace, and that he came and stood before the king with his drawn sword, and then sprang to the king with his sword. And when the king fled from the man, he was afraid. And while he was running, the man threw an egg upon the king's head, and the egg became a great river. And the king dreamed that all his troops sank in that river and died. And the king took flight with 3 men who were before him, and he escaped. Interesting. And the king looked at these men, and they were clothed in princely dresses as the garments of kings, and had an appearance of majesty of kings. And while they were running, the river turned into an egg before the king, and there came forth from the egg a young bird, which came before the king, and flew at his head, and plucked out the king's eye. And the king was grieved at the sight, and he woke out of his sleep and he awoke out of his sleep, and his spirit was agitated, and he felt great terror. And in the morning the king rose from his couch in fear, and he ordered all the wise men and magicians to come before him when the king related his dream to them. And a wise servant of the king, whose name was Anuki or Anuki, or Anaki, do we know Nimrod was a giant? Do we know that? Nimrod was a giant, right? And the sons of Anak or Anuk. Interesting. Okay. And a wise servant of the king, whose name was Anuki or Anaki, answered the king, saying, This is nothing else but the evil of Abraham and his seed, which will spring up against my lord and king in the latter days. And behold, the day will come when Abram and his seed and the children of his household will war with my king, and they will smite all the king's host and his troops. As to what thou hast said concerning 3 men, which thou didst see like unto thyself, and which did escape, this means that only thou wilt escape with 3 kings from the kings of the earth who will be with thee in battle. And that which thou sawest of the river, which turned to an egg as at first, and the bird plucking out thine eye, this means nothing else but the seed of Abraham will slay the king in the latter days. This is my king's dream, and this is the interpretation. And the dream is true, and the interpretation which thy servant has given thee is right. Now, therefore, my king, surely thou knowest that it is now 52 years since the sages saw this at the birth of Abram. And if my king will suffer Abram to live in the earth, it will be in the injury of my lord and king, or to the injury, For all the days that Abram liveth, neither thou nor thy kingdom will be established. For this was known formerly at his birth. And why will not my king slay him, that his evil may be kept from thee in the latter days? And Nimrod hearkened to the voice of Anaki, and he sent some of his servants in secret to go and seize Abram, and to bring him before the king to suffer death. And Eleazar, Abram's servant, who I believe is Og, Abram's servant, whom the king had given him, was at that time in the presence of the king, and he heard what Anaki had advised the king, and what the king had said to cause Abram's death. And Eleazar said to Abram, Hasten, rise up, and save thy soul, that thou mayest not die through the hands of the king. For thus did he see in a dream concerning thee. And thus did Anaki or Anunnaki, we're going to call him Anuki. Or Nuki, that's what we're going to call him, Nuki, interpreted. And thus also did Nuki advise the king concerning thee. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Eleazar, and Abram hastened and ran for safety to the house of Noah and his son Shem, and he concealed himself there and found a place of safety. And the king's servants came to Abram's house to seek him, but they could not find him. And they searched throughout the country, and he was not to be found. And they went and searched in every direction, and he was not to be met with. Now, I want to say this. Okay? I want to say this to y'all. Did Abram tell everybody where he was going? Did he? Because if he would have told his neighbors where was he going, then they would have pressed the neighbors and they would have found him. Once he knew he was in danger, he got the hell out of Dodge. He didn't tell nobody. He moved with strategy. Probably left in the middle of the night while everybody was asleep. If everything in the beginning of this story sounds like the time that we are living in right now, what is it that you need to do? Still think the study in the Bible is not good for right now? Stop telling your next move. Y'all see I took down all my videos over there on TikTok, and I wish I could go back and find somebody to edit these so they could take my books out. Did Abraham go through the streets? Nah, bro. Yeah, I know they looking for me, nigga. I'm about to get moving. Bro, you already know where I'm going over my brother's house, nigga. Nah. I know the king looking for me, nigga. Ain't nobody scared of that nigga. Bro, I don't care that nigga sending his goons for me, nigga. Yeah, I heard. I'm leaving tonight. Nah, bro. Tell the niggas I'm gonna be out for a while. I'm gonna be gone. Did he do all that? Once he got word that the enemy was looking for him, he got moving. He didn't tell nobody where he was going. He just went. You hear me? He just went. He just went. You hear me? He just went. He did not broadcast where he was moving to. He didn't broadcast why the king was looking for him. Once he heard, he got moving. Because everybody is not as strong as you. And some people talk too much. They won't even realize they telling your business without telling y'all your business. We found that out here. Oh, have you seen Abraham? No, I think he went to visit his son. No, I just haven't seen him. Come on, Tasha. You hear me? You can still answer that question. Have you seen Abram? No. Do you know where he might have went? No. Oh, he might have went to visit his son. He might have went to visit his daughter, giving up too much information. Only say what you need to and find a way to do that. Right, he didn't ignore and wait to see what was to come up. He got up and got his butt out of there. Did. So you gotta understand. You gotta understand that there is wars and things that would not have happened. What would have happened if Mary and Joseph told everybody they was leaving? What if Elizabeth would have told the people that she was running up to the hills with John the Baptist? What would have happened? Do you think that the whole camp of Israel knew that Joshua and the spies was going to Canaan? Or do you think just the people that needed to know knew? They would have been waiting in the cut for them. They would have been killed. My uncle taught me always answer a question with a question, especially if you don't know who they are. That part, hey, little girl. What? You can't do it online? Well, just leave them a message. Just leave a message. Because there's some bosses that be checking, they, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you talk to your sister? Just go back on there and look again. Pray before you go, and then just go back on there one more time. Yeah. Slow. Huh? Yeah, how you know? Oh, yeah. Are you at work? At the second or the first? Oh, okay. I'll call you when I get off. Yeah, but just go back on there and look. Take your time. All right. Bye. She said you must be on live. I can tell by the way you talking. You know I'm not trying to say it out loud what's going on. Because people be in my business. My kids know me well. She said you must be on live. Why? Because of the way you talking, because you answering my question with questions. Because folks be in my business. Exactly what I was just trying to tell y'all a minute ago. So give me a second. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. Give me a minute, y'all. Kids, boy, I promise you, they always. It don't matter what I'm doing. If I sit here for 8 hours and don't talk to nobody, they won't come. Sorry, y'all. Anyway. Okay, let's get down through here so I can get back to my prepping. All right, here we go. Beep, beep, beep. Where was we at? Sorry, y'all. I done lost my place. All right. All right. It says, and when the king's servants could not find Abram, they returned to the king. But the king's anger against Abram was stilled, as they did not find him. And the king drove from his mind the matter concerning Abraham. He was like, whatever. And Abram was concealed in Noah's house for 1 month, until the king had forgotten this matter. But Abram was still afraid of the king, and terror came to see Abram his son secretly in the house of Noah. And terror was very great in the eyes of the king. And Abram said to his father, dost thou not know that the king thinketh to slay me, and to annihilate my name from the earth by the advice of his wicked counselors? Now whom hast thou here, and what hast thou in this land? Arise, and let us go together to the land of Canaan, that we may be delivered from his hand, lest thou perish also through him in the latter days. Dost thou not know, or hast thou not heard, that it is not through love that Nimrod giveth thee all this honor, but it is only for his benefit that he bestoweth all this good upon thee? Can I ask you a question? Is that what's going on right now with Pharaoh of the United States of America? Y'all think he really like all them people around him? Y'all think he won't do them in? Y'all think that Donald Trump is around them because he love them, or is he doing it for his own benefit? Because the nigga really was broke. Was he not? Donald Trump probably got more money now that's really his money than he's ever had in his life. He was not rich at first. He was only rich because he did not pay his debts. Now he really got money. He faked it until he made it, did he not? Just getting calls and calls and calls and calls and calls. Do y'all think that those people that are around him are there because he really cares about them? Because they're thinking because they have so much money and land that God can't spoil their food in their house. You said that part in the pump and dump face coin just made. Okay. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time that nigga really ever had any money. Because the first money he had, his daddy gave him. He blew it. And then he started scamming other people out their money. That part. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is the first time Donald Trump ever really had any money, if you think about it. He ain't really ever had no money. All his money is tied up. So he wasn't really a millionaire or a billionaire. He wasn't either one of them. Because if you don't pay your debts, you ain't really a millionaire. You owe people $1.3 million, $2.5 million. This is why he always, okay. Anybody got a family member that's always trying to sue somebody, and when they get the money, they blow it, and then they trying to sue somebody else? Anybody got lawsuit family members? They done filed the lawsuit against their job, a lawsuit against anybody. I do. I got lawsuit family members. They live for lawsuits. They do. They live for them. They'll try to sue everybody they can, baby, to get them some change. You hear me? In real life. Donald Trump is always trying to sue somebody. You know why? Because he ain't got no, well, he got money now. But prior to now, he didn't have no money. You said you're definitely on the road, sis. Keep it coming. I have a few family members that do that. I'm trying to listen. I don't know. My family members be a little different. Not that this thing clicked all the way out. Now, how did that happen? There we go. Here we go. It says, and if he do unto thee greater good than this, surely these are only vanities of the world. For wealth and riches cannot avail in the day of wrath and anger. Let's all say this together. And if he do unto thee greater good than this, surely these are only vanities of the world. For wealth and riches cannot avail in the day of wrath and anger. Now therefore hearken to my voice, and let us arise and go to the land of Canaan, out of the reach of injury from Nimrod. And serve thou the Lord, who created thee in the earth, and it will be well with thee. And cast away all the vain things which thou pursuest. And Abraham ceased to speak, and when Noah and his son Shem answered Terah, saying, true is the word which Abraham hath said unto thee. And Terah hearkened to the voice of his son Abram. And Terah did all that Abram said, for this was from the Lord, that the king should not cause Abram's death. That last thing right there that says all your wealth and riches that DT is giving you, whatever he about to offer you, it's not going to stop God when he come for his day of wrath. Did we not talk about that in the beginning? I said they about to inherit the earth that ain't about to be valued at nothing. You said it, T of y'all. They think they about to inherit this earth and it's about to go on for a long time. God said, I'm about to give y'all. You hear me? You hear me? He said it's vanities of this world. They want money. What you gonna buy if God done tore this earth up? They want to give themselves the best of everything. God is getting ready to tear all. I mean, do you see the Hollywood Hills? Have you seen Florida? These are two places that people travel from all around the world to go to, are they not? And God is devastating both spaces, Cali and Florida. Did he not? Do you realize? Okay. Put in simpler terms, they just inherited the dump. Have anybody ever been to the dump with their junkin' uncle or auntie? I have. Has anybody ever driven by the dump? Anybody? You ever driven by the dump? Anybody in here ever driven by the dump? Ever had to go in the dump to drop something off? Do you realize that's what they just inherited? All the power that they have is about to be over the dump. Because as soon as they get all of these leaders lined up, God can start tearing this place up. He already started. But it's really about to get ugly. I was saying to y'all nephew today, guess what they about to inherit? Guess what they about to inherit, family? All jokes aside, guess what they about to inherit? The same thing they master inherited when he got kicked out of heaven. When Lucifer and his homeboys got kicked down here, it said that the earth was null and void, or it was void, wasn't it? It was the abyss. Was it not? Lucifer was the god over the abyss. It was molten and whatever else was going on. It was void. Guess what they're about to inherit? The same thing they daddy did. Because God said ain't nothing about to grow. Did it not say that a third of the earth, the plants, is about to rubble and ash? Ain't that what they getting? Are they not about to inherit that? They think they about to have the earth to they sell. Oh, you are. They about to get the experience, the gotcha experience is one of the biggest and baddest houses and stuffing us in a little bitty area. Now, ooh, when I tell you God's, the way he do stuff is so, as my friends say, chef's kiss. The irony and pettiness is real. Okay, who remembers when we read about the 7 layers, and then in those 7 floors, there's 7,000 rooms, and in each one of those rooms, there are all of these crazy things that is going to be torments. And it said that the rooms is real, real, real. Remember, it told us the space of the room, right? Right? Do you realize that exactly what the rich people did to us down here, that is going to be their punishment for them to be shoved in a super small space that's squalor and dirty and not enough room, and they feel claustrophobic, all the while we have all of heaven to roam through if we make it there? Do you see how the roles are going to reverse? They have the sprawling mansions now that are big and glorious and have all the gold and all of that. But this stuff can be ruined by water and fire. The mansions up there cannot ever be destroyed. So exactly what they plan to do to us, to put us in concentration camps, to make us starve, to make us be hungry. What did God say is in hell? He said there's what and what there? Eternal what and what? You said they think them underground bunkers are going to stop Dad's wrath. That part, because the ground going to open up. He did say the first shall be last, but he said hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst. Trump is taking away our good food so that we starve to death. But he don't realize that the same hunger and thirst, he messing with our water, he messing with our food. He want us to live in squalor. That is your punishment, sir, if you go to hell. But you don't read the Bible, so you don't know that. You ain't read about them scary COs that's over there either. The terror that you're trying to inflict in us, oh, baby, you're going to have a longer time to deal with it. I just hope you know. So don't be afraid. You hear me? Because what they are planning for us is only going to be short-lived. But if God don't choose to save their soul, y'all saw what happened to Herod, color purple. What you planned for me already done to you. Listen, God already planned it for you, literally. What happened to Herod? What did we read about in Nicodemus about Herod and his homeboys? Or Ezra, wherever we read it. What did we read about Herod that's acting exactly like Donald Trump right now? What happened to Herod when he got out of here? Y'all remember his punishment that we read? Excuse me, I think it was in Ezra and not in Nicodemus. Or maybe it's in both. I can't remember right now. Does anybody remember what happened to Herod? what his punishment was. Anybody? Remember when he got to hell, him and all his homeboys, all his people that counseled him on doing God's people bad, Herod had to sit on that fiery furnace since he thought that throne made him feel something. And all his homeboys was on fire with him, all his advisors. Remember? Remember? He is in hell on his throne with his homeboys all standing around him. Okay. So you can either call old boy Herod or you can call him Pharaoh. Either way it go, he's screwed. If God don't help him, he's screwed. Because he's lining up with everything that they did. A hot boy, literally. You hear me? Wasn't it melted liquid being poured on his head? I can't remember, but I know he was sitting on a fiery furnace. No, that's the pastors. That's the pastors, Antoinette. The pastors that didn't tell people to get ready for this right here. If God don't, that was the teachers of the law that had hot molten lead and iron poured over them since they talked about it, but they never spurred on the work. Think about it. He's sitting on the throne thinking, why did I do that, baby? It's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So take off your... I am getting so... I want to... my clothes. You said what? Them cheeks gonna be toasted every day. Is in the hot seat. And all his boys is walking back and forth, all arguing around with each other. You hear me? So can I ask you a question? Why are you worried about what they gonna do if you already know what's gonna happen to them? We've read about the destruction, Jamila. We've read about the destruction of people that treat people badly over and over, and not just in the regular Bible. We done read it everywhere. And baby, it's a lot more detailed in the Old Testament Stew Pike Rapper, honey. Did God pick Trump to do what he did? Yes. Do I agree with that? Yes, I do. Because you know who else he picked? Herod. You know who else he picked? Pharaoh. Did he not? Did he not? He picked them specifically. Did he? He picked them specifically for the roles that they're playing in right now. He did. He picked them. So Donald Trump thinks that the people put him in office. Don't argue with nobody about who y'all voted for because they didn't vote. I told y'all, whoever is supposed to be in that office, when old girl was saying that Kamala was going to get the office on a what's her name? And I ain't knocking her. What's the girl name that wear the thing? I said, I ain't saying it ain't. I ain't saying it is. But whoever get in the office, it didn't matter if it was Kamala and it didn't matter if it was Trump. They were going to have to do what God said had to be done. Does that make sense? Because God chose them. The prophecy is going to be fulfilled either way. Come on, Riz. That's why I said it don't matter if it's Kamala. It don't matter if it's Trump. Whoever's in there, what God said with the leader of the world is going to happen. It's going to. It doesn't matter who is in office. Just like it didn't matter if it was the Pharaoh that raised Moses or a different Pharaoh. Guess what happened? It was still everything because God is going to get his glory. And the whole point of every single thing that we go through is for him to get his glory. So it has to happen. So did God pick Donald Trump? Yes. Why? Is another thing. But I mean, do you? Somebody got to be the bad guy. Let me get a gazillion on Abiyah. Listen. Somebody got to be the guy. How will God show his power if it ain't a bad guy? How will we see that God can do these astronomical, supernatural things if there's not a bad guy? He needs a nemesis. Hey, don't he? You said, I'm happy we have read that. Good job. So understand that everything that he got planned for us, if he don't make it to heaven, I'm not wishing that on him. But if God don't get a hold to him, ooh, we already know what's going to happen. You said we have a role in God's book right now. Exactly. And we're playing it. So, no, we're not wishing bad on none of the MAGA people. But I do understand that what you intend for other people, it is going to come on you. And that is karma. That is retribution. That is reciprocity. That is whatever you want to call it. All of that. You'll just do. So he wants us to starve. He wants us to live in fear. He wants us to be hungry and thirsty and cold. And guess what? Them COs in hell, if that's where he go, they want the same thing for you, buddy. The difference is they are merciless. And God's hungry and thirsty is different from this hungry and thirsty. And it's going to be for a long time. You can't have a superhero without having a villain. Here we go. They don't care about no crying. And their hearts don't stop. And they're eternal beings and they don't get tired. See, he might not have read about the 500 angels that might be whooping one soul from one end of the other. He ain't read about the women and the smell of the putrid smell of women floating in bodily fluids and feces and spit and bitten off lips that are just going to grow back for you to bite it off again. He ain't read about that. Or else he probably wouldn't be doing all the stuff he's doing right now. And they probably don't have ears to hear. Oh, okay. Or begging, they say, put that head down, put that hand down. You know what you was doing. This part. And it ain't for a little time. It's for a long time. So let him get his little run out. Let him think he big, bad, and whatever. And Elon and all of these other kings. And all of their advisors and their witch ladies. And let them do what they do. Because we've seen this story before. Have we not read this story in several different versions in our Bible? What happens to the people that want the worship of God? Do it turn out? Do it ever turn out the way they want it to? Because every day that Trump is thinking these evil things, even though God picked him for it, he has the ability to change until the day that he takes his last breath. Sucks, but he has it. Because even if he signed up for it and he said right now, God, please, I'm way over my head, God will forgive him. But he's not going to do that because he got too much pride. He's going to keep on going in the wrong way. So I love y'all. I'm going to go make these calls that I got to call y'all niece back and call that, make that other call. And then I'll probably see y'all a little bit later because I am going to go get me some food now. Not go get me some, but I'm going to make me some. I might make me some steak and onions because I done bought that steak to make the beef jerky, and I got it marinating, but I marinated 2 other ones because even though I don't cook it normally and don't eat it normally, I'm about to eat it today. I'm about to make me some mashed potatoes and eat that today. There's a big difference in those who want to worship God and those who want the worship of God. I'm trying to tell you. So I love y'all. I'll get back on here in a little bit later. I made ham scallop potatoes. Ooh. And tomorrow I'll make potato ham soup with the bone. Ooh. Oh, Jamila, I'm coming to your house. This was definitely needed today. Girl, because I'm like, Dad, give me something good. Give me something good. But if you think about it, y'all, because we know we going to leave here. I love you, Sarah. I love you, Shay, too. I know we going to love y'all, too. I know we going to leave here, but we just got to Change our mindset about what is happening when we do. Right? No? You see? I love you, Pumpkin. I love y'all. I'll be back on here. Let me go get some food. And I need to get my squash on there because one of them was going bad. I'll see y'all in a minute. Okay. You said me too. Can I come? Jamila, everybody want to come to your house and have some ham and scallop potatoes and some ham soup tomorrow. I do. I know I do. I want some. Did you putting a little broccoli in it? Or have it on the side? Ooh. Ham, broccoli, and cheese and potatoes. Baby, I'll be sleeping on your couch before you knew it. You'll be mad talking about, Circle done came over here, ate and went to sleep dead. Can I get a blanket, please? Ooh, you said yes, broccoli and cheese. Good job. Yep. Now, you ain't let the cat in there, did you? You ain't let the cat in there on the counter while you. Okay, good, girl. I'll be at your house eating. Don't worry about it. She said, I don't got no animals. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because I can't say I'm going to come eat at your house and then be over there in Canada and see Fluffy riding on the thing and then you be think I'm a liar. So, okay, yep. I'll come over there, eat and get right on the couch and go to sleep. You didn't have to worry about it. Look, Lex, I had to make sure. Tosh, I had to make sure. I had to remember. Don't make me lie now. Okay, do you got a cat to be walking around on the counter? Because if you do, I can't. I'll come. Okay, good job. They said perfect. Perfect. You said you ready to see that? Come on now. I might have a few things I need to get rid of before that, Nicole, but I got you. Yes. Listen, Stitch Creations, look, I just need to know. I ain't knocking nobody that love your fur babies. But I just don't want them walking near my potato soup and shake or nothing and the hairs fly all no. All right, I love y'all. I gotta go. Bye, y'all. I'm on ass. At least I'm honest. I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking. Excuse me, do you have a cat at your house? Because if so, I can't eat over there. I'm not gonna be a good.